Okay, no makeup, no nothing, because I just did my Mask Monday video. So my hair is yucky, my no face. But I thought I promised to do a video on, since I had the camera all set up and everything, I figured I'd go ahead and take this one too. I promised to do a car hit my house story. Well, my husband and I had a house that was in San Jose, California. It was on the corner of a cul-de-sac. And we had a fence all around it, and it had a courtyard in the front, and then a fence all around the front yard, which, and the side yard. And we had just separated. He had just left for his girlfriend, like that same week. So I'm home alone, and he had the kids with him, which didn't happen real often, but he happened to have them with him that night. Thank God he did. So I'm home alone, and I'm walking down the hallway, and all of a sudden, boom, this car hits. It went through the fence, knocked over a tree, or bounced off the tree or whatever, didn't totally knock down the tree, hit the side of the house, and starts coming into the house, and I'm walking, and these cars coming towards me, and I'm like booking it down the hallway because I wasn't sure how far in the car was going to come. It was just, and so I go outside, and they had, I don't know how it happened. Later on, we find out, a little more by the investigation, by the police and stuff. Somebody had gone through the windshield, got back in the car, backed out, and drove off. And I called the cops, and my neighbors saw it and everything, and they tried to find him because they were right there. The neighbors tried to follow and stuff, and they had disappeared. So all I can think of is they lived nearby, and they had a garage door open, and went zoop, zoop, and they were gone. We never did find out who it was. The cops think it was teenagers that were drunk or high, and they just went spinning because there was my house and another house and then a main street. So they went around the corner on the main street and didn't quite make that curve because they were going too fast and hit my house. So there's this massive hole in my house, and the wall that my son had a waterbed at the time. We're talking that's how long ago this happened. 80s maybe? Yeah, I think it was the 80s. It's about when I got divorced. Well, he was 10 and he was born in 71, so yeah, early 80s is when it happened. The wall that the car hit, his waterbed was against that wall, and it threw the waterbed all the way across the room, and it hit the other wall. And this was like the middle of the night, so if he would have been in that bed, he could have been badly hurt. So that was a blessing that he was not home. And my sister was a Jehovah's Witness, and that's one thing about them is they help each other out. So I called her, and she got some of her brothers, they call them, to come over and board up the house, so that there wasn't a gaping hole in the side of the house. And of course the homeowner's insurance paid for it, but we never did find out who did it. It was some crazy teenager that was drunk or high or something, and they had to have been going really fast, and they had to have been feeling no pain to go through that windshield, get back in the car and drive. And just for them to go all the way through the fence, hit the tree, go into the house, and they hit like the right where the wall they hit was the washer and dryer on this side, and my son's bed on that side of the hallway. And they knocked the washer into the dryer, or vice versa, whichever the way it was, and then the other one into the hallway. So it pushed the washer or the dryer, let's just say the washer, I can't remember, all the way, like how wide are those, 2.5 feet, 3 feet? That far, because it moved it into the place where the other one was, and the other one into the place where it blocked my bedroom door. And the whole thing was just crazy. And, just what I needed when my husband had just left me that same week, and then that happens. We hadn't even sorted out anything, whether he was going to give me any money to live on, which he didn't for a while. He eventually gave me some child support, but I had to get out there and get a job. First job I got, because, I graduated from high school, went to 1 year of college, and then I got married. And I was 18 when I got married. And then by the time we got back from Japan, I had a kid, and so I didn't work. So I had no job history, so getting a job was tough. So I ended up, my first job after I got separated was I sold beer and nachos at the county fair. I made the best nachos because I took some of the juice from the jalapenos and mixed it in with the cheese spread and put that on it, and they started flocking to my booth because I made spicy. My cheese was a little spicy. We didn't make it too spicy, but a little spicy. So anyway, that's my story about the car hitting my house. I have quite the adventures in my life. Some adversity type adventures like that one, but I've had a few adventures in my life, so I'll try and remember every once in a while and tell you a story about my long, long life. I'm 75 now, so got lots of life to tell you stories. Next story I'll tell you is about how they make ricin from castor beans, about how I almost died from eating castor beans. I'll tell you that story next time. Tell you my crazy adventures. It's a miracle I'm alive type adventures. All right, love y'all. Hope you enjoyed this.